Well, here's our tank with two jeweled cichlids in it. One's blue and another one is red, although they both look pretty red. One is a little bit on the blue side. And 4.5 weeks ago, their eggs hatched, and they had maybe 500 fry with them in the tank, and it was about a ball of fish about the size of a golf ball. So we took some of the fish and put them in another tank and found that the fish behave differently than the ones that are still in here with the breeding pair. The smaller fish in the front is Cecelia, and the one in the back is Charlie. Both of them had been at a fish store, and we purchased just the male. The store owner sold the male because trying to get them to breed and nothing was happening. And then one of the other fish that we bought died, and so we brought that one back to the fish store and discovered that the female had been taken out of the tank she was in because eggs had hatched. And we then purchased the female, brought them home. They had a wonderful reunion, and 3 days later they laid eggs. This is one of our first aquaria, and didn't know much about the fish, so we did a lot of research on the internet and learned that they like this fine sand. They dig a hole in the sand where they capture the eggs and put the eggs for safekeeping. They also like this Texas limestone rock. It's called Cichlid rock. So we got some of that. And over here is where we laid a piece of stone up against the wall of the aquarium, and this area over here is where the eggs were taken care of. That's where the nursery was. The eggs were laid on a piece of wood in here in this section. They hatched, and then they were brought over to this area. And one of the things we noticed about the fish is that the ones that are still with the parents have learned from the parents that when it's time to feed, if they go up to the top, they get the food first. And so just dangling your fingers over the top of the tank will have the fish coming up waiting for the food. But we have about 70 fry left in this tank, and we've taken some of the others and put them by themselves in the tank down here. We found that the coloring of the fish is a little bit different. The ones that are in the top tank have still a black stripe going along their tail, whereas a few of the fish that we put in yet another tank have lost that coloration, and they really have just the 2 dots that the fish usually sport. So there's our fish. They're about 4.5 weeks old now, and again, they act differently. The ones that are still with the parents act differently from the other fish that have been separated from the parents. There's very little chasing each other around in this tank, whereas in the other tank, the larger fish chase after the smaller fish, trying to set dominance.